Welcome to the Tenacious Smashing Bastard Show.
Ew-wee.
Today we talk about muscle-ups. Are they for strong people or just for show? Product reviews and disc golf.
Yes, disc golf.
Welcome to the show, everyone. My name is Ben.
Is that the voice you're going to use?
It was going to be.
Like the whole time?
Pretty much the whole time.
You sound like an AM radio DJ. And not a good one. like in Tuscaloosa.
Like the 4 a.m. radio DJ?
Yeah, like the traffic jam guy.
Tonight at noon. But anyway, yes, I am Ben.
Jake D.
We are the Tenacious Smashing Bastards, and if you are joining us for the first time, which my guess is you probably are.
They'd have to be.
You would like to know what this podcast is about.
I'm wondering what it's about.
Jake, would you be surprised if this podcast was about fitness?
No, I would not be surprised if it was about that.
Well, it's going to mostly be about fitness.
Oh.
Now, the big thing is this is going to be more of a fitness from the side of the guys that were never super jacked, didn't really take it too seriously until recently.
It's for the layman.
For the layman. So don't come to us necessarily for advice.
No, we are not gurus.
But we do try a lot of things. We're going to give you our opinions on how we feel things go, how things feel, how much stronger that we think we've actually gotten, because almost a year ago, the journey began.
Basically on the button a year ago from this recording. Don't know when its release is going to pair up with recording. But basically, literally a year ago.
Yeah, you're talking to two former high school and college athletes.
Yep. Both near professionals at that.
Yes. Have played this, we had our specialties in sports. Mine was soccer.
Baseball.
We continued to play even currently. I've just pretty much hung up the spikes and the gloves.
Yep. I've transitioned into underhand. It's the only way to describe it.
And he's again a high level C player currently, and looking to go higher.
I'm on the list now.
He's on the list.
Ooh.
But the big thing is that we not too long ago were much heavier than expected.
Yeah.
One of us has gotten slender.
Well, yeah.
The other one of us has gotten just much stronger. And I'd say, now, I've sold out for that. I've literally sold out for power.
Your relative size is the same, but it went from small shoulders, big belly to small belly, big shoulders.
Yes. Now, and that's going to be the nice thing about it is we are trying this, everything we do and all the experiments that we do are not just going to be on one body type. I mean, we're talking a guy who just slimmed out in almost months.
Yeah, I literally went from 230 to 190. We started second Monday in October of last year, and I weighed 190 by the middle of November.
And a lot of this we've done by doing our own research.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of just kind of reading things people have done on the internet or word of mouth that's been passed down. And, we're watching super jack dudes. Cali Muscle, C.T. Fletcher.
Mike O'Hearn.
One of us likes Mike O'Hearn more than the other.
Yeah, because it's good stuff.
Eddie Hall, Brian Shaw. These are the guys that we are emulating after. Now, again, I'm not saying we're moving that much weight, not even a percentage point of what they're moving. But we're doing the things that they would do to get stronger, to get faster, to get better looking.
And it works.
Which brings us to our first topic of the day. We do, oddly enough, have a split decision on something that a lot of people do in the gym called muscle-ups.
Ugh.
Now, surprisingly, I'm for the muscle-up, which is unexpected, I would say. I'm typically not big on things outside of picking up the heaviest thing you can find and moving it as many times as you can.
But I am not big on anything that I deem as just for show.
And that's where the debate comes in. Muscle-ups. Are they for strong people or for show? Now, I bring up this with, I was watching a video the other day with Cali Muscle. I guess people have been calling him out saying that he can't even do a muscle up. So what did he do? Took his shirt off, went to the beach, and decided he was just going to do muscle ups. Now, he said, if you can't do a muscle up, you're weak. And I have to admit, I've never even attempted to do a muscle up.
Yeah, neither have I.
But I've become interested, and that's my new goal, to see how many I can do, how many I can attempt, and eventually, if I can't do it, to get one. That's the goal.
Yeah. And even though I'm totally against the muscle up, I feel like now, because of the debate, we have to do the muscle up challenge.
And why is it that you are against the muscle up?
Anything that's showy, like just plain showy. A muscle up to me it's like a CrossFit pull up. Have you ever watched the CrossFit Championships?
Yes.
In no way am I saying CrossFit people aren't strong, fit, athletic, everything that they are. But when they do pull-ups, literally can swing your whole body. The point is, it counts if you get your chin above the bar. A muscle-up seems to me like a handstand push-up. Do you have to be strong to do a handstand push-up? Shit, yeah. Are you going to do handstand push-ups on anybody's regimen instead of just military press? No. That's what I feel like a muscle-up is.
And again, it is showy. It is one of those things that when somebody does one hand you go, ugh. And on the other hand, you're like, I wish I could do that.
Yeah, I just don't see the point. I feel like if you walk into the gym, get on the bar and do muscle-ups, you just want everyone to watch you do muscle-ups.
See, I think it depends. Now, in a gym setting, if you're just walking in, you do the strut, I watch you walk over there, take your shirt off, and just start doing them. Yes. Am I thinking you're just trying to be, oh, look what I can do? But at the same time, I do think it is a little bit of a measure of strength, because it's going to be back, it's going to be chest, it's a dip, it's a pull-up, all in one motion. And then it's controlling it up and down. Looks hard. It has to build muscle.
I think fancy dips. Just do dips.
Yeah.
You just want to do dips?
No, I want to do
dips.
I want to do muscle up. I can do a dip.
Yeah.
When I dip, you dip, we dip.
I'm dipping at all times.
I'm sure everyone appreciated just what you did. Right?
Yeah. Well, this isn't on film. You got to play to the audio.
Yeah. I wish I...
And you see, here's the problem. It's just like you said at the beginning. Because we're going to do the Instagram. We're going to do the Twitter. That way we can keep everybody abreast of all the stuff we're doing and the funny stuff we think of. So we'll see which one of us can, A, do a muscle up first, and B, who can do the most by the time we can both do them. And the problem is, body type-wise, huge advantage me. Mentality-wise, I do not want to be able to do these.
Yeah, and out there when we get this posted, and we if there's somehow we can enable comments, which I don't know. This is definitely going to go up as a podcast. I may just throw our logo up on a YouTube video, and there you go.
Yeah.
Leave a message, leave a comment.
Dropbox. Do people still have Dropbox?
Dropbox us.
Dropbox.
And again, you can always tweet at us.
Yeah.
Now, the Twitter handle is at TSB_ooey, which is OOOWEEE.
Ooey.
So that phrase is probably going to be burned into your brain eventually.
Yeah.
Now, the nice thing about that, and the big thing is that you have to learn about us, is that we do enjoy having some fun at the gym. And when it comes to gym and having fun, there are different products that they make out there and make it very fun to go to the gym. We love the wrist straps.
Yep.
I have the wrist braces. I don't know. Now I'm blanking on what they're called.
Wraps.
There's the wraps and the straps.
And straps.
Wraps and straps, my guy.
Wraps and straps and straps and wraps.
And I'm a big fan of the wrist straps and the wrist wraps.
Yeah.
Now, debatable on some people. Now, I have to admit, I've been a goalkeeper for years and years.
And years.
And I have the smallest fingers. Palms, perfectly fine. So, for me, in my little baby hands...
You have 100% stubby appendages.
But
your arms are small. But your torso is regular size.
Regular size. With a normal human proportion,
your
I'm 6'2".
fingers are small.
Oh, yeah.
But your palms are regular sized.
And it's very odd, for me holding and gripping the bar, moving as much weight as I'm moving. And again, I'm not throwing up 1,000 pounds on the deadlift.
Yet.
But moving 505 is difficult for me unless I have the straps because I simply can't hold it. I don't care. Over, underhook. It just doesn't work, baby hands.
Yeah. And the straps changed the game for me. Because when you first introduced them to me, I didn't know what they were for.
Now, the first thing you must know is we are at the gym for the first time lifting. Now, I have done some lifting with trainers and started weightlifting, so I'm coming in with a little bit of knowledge. And one of the first things that were ingrained in me were, don't wear gloves. Just listen. I won't be emasculated, but don't wear gloves. So he was awful confused when I talked about doing wrist straps.
Yeah.
And he goes, why don't we just wear gloves?
I thought that's all they were for.
And I almost didn't let him lift with me ever again.
It was close.
Now, that story leads to another one. We'll get to the product review in a minute. We used to work out at a little place we like to call the Purple Gym.
The Purple Gym. You've all been there? It's $10.
It is $10 a month. Not a sponsor yet.
Yeah. If they're a sponsor, we'll never leave.
But we would lift, and we were always very inclusive with our lifts. I mean, if we were doing something and somebody walked over, asked us how to do it, wanted to join in, we would always let them. The more the merrier, I think, especially in this world of fitness where the more people you have involved with it, the more longer you're going to stick with it and the better you're going to get. And we had a little fella with us. Well, not a little fella.
Not a little fella.
But a fella by the name of Dave. Now, Dave is what I like to call a quitter.
I think a quitter is what Dave would call Dave.
And, it was the kind of guy who wanted to be
slimmer.
He wanted to be slimmer. He wanted
Less
to be
people.
stronger. He wanted to be all of the things. But he also had a lot of quit. Didn't necessarily think he could actually do anything. So we pushed him probably a lot harder than he ever really wanted to go at sometimes. But he was the first person when the glove thing came up, and Dave swore by them bad boys, wore them gloves all the time, and I said exactly that's who wears gloves.
And then I knew.
And
I knew immediately.
And that's why he was fine with the straps.
We're never getting gloves.
Oh wait.
Now,
Now, Jake.
Yeah.
You ordered a product recently.
I did order a product recently.
Now, what was that product? Could you describe it for us?
It is the New Age Performance. Their lingo, not mine. Quote, the 6DS mouthpiece.
Now, what is this mouthpiece supposed to do?
Well, I saw it the first and only time. Brian Shaw uses it. Eddie Hall uses it. Sponsored products for those two gentlemen. They use it in World's Strongest Man. Blah, blah, blah. I figured I'd look into it, see why they're using a mouthpiece. My assumption was they bite down so hard they don't want to just wear their teeth out. But then you discover science, Ben.
There's science behind it.
Science, Ben.
Now, the science to me sounds a lot like those crazy holographic wristbands.
Listen. Science.
Now, how has this mouthpiece worked for you?
Well, let me tell you about it some more before we get into it.
Let's hear some more about it.
Let's hear about the science. You ready for science?
I'm as ready as Miss Frizzle.
Well, hop in the magic school bus. I'm going to close the door. We're going to go on this scientific journey.
Of science.
Of science. So supposedly what it's supposed to do is it's not just to prevent you from biting your own tongue off while you're deadlifting 500 kilograms, which I can't deadlift, so I feel like my tongue's safe anyway. But it wasn't that expensive. I figured I'd give it a try. Supposedly, because it does align your jaw, and the science that they claim on their website, New Age Performance I want to say .com, but it's going to be .org, and we're all going to get screwed. Google New Age Performance, and it'll come up. They say when your jaw is aligned, the rest of your body is aligned, and thusly, you are more flexible, you are stronger, and you have a 0% chance to become addicted to opioids.
I feel like that last part is definitely not true.
I invented that last part. Now, you said when I looked this up that you Googled it on your own.
I did a little bit of research on this, and there's actually been studies on this. Now, I'm skeptical of everything. So when he said that there's this thing, I thought watching the videos that they were just grabbing some old mouthpiece so that they didn't bite their own tongues off or grind their teeth out.
Right.
Now, there has been some research done on this. I can't remember if it was Harvard or Princeton or Clemson or some university.
One of them Ivy League guys.
Yeah, someone smart did actual research on this. And they found that, yes, while the, aligning of the chakra may be BS, but there is something to being able to bite down and straighten and aligning the jaw. It just takes pressure off that allows, it was a combination of being able to grip harder and bite down without any, ability to injure your mouth or your teeth. Did add strength 10%. I mean, It was a small fraction of a number. Now, it was not necessarily saying that the mouthpiece was the reason. But there is some science behind this that says, having this thing and biting down on it and gripping real hard will make you move more weight. Now, can it make you move a house? No. But it can definitely add, a little bit. If you're struggling to get over the peak, it can help you push over that peak. Now, how has your use of this mouthpiece been going?
Well, let me talk just a little bit more about what this mouthpiece is supposed to do.
I feel like you're stalling here.
Stalling? Me?
Yeah, because this review segment is going on so far. We've described the product.
I just want them to know what we're
Zero
reviewing.
Review.
I just want them to know
what color did you get?
Look. So here's what happened.
I have a feeling there's a story here.
I got on New Age Performance's website, and as usual, if you get it direct from the website, little more expensive. So I hop on the old Amazon, check for them, find them, son of a bitch, wouldn't you know it, Amazon Prime, this guy. So I'm thinking, here we go. I'll order one of these bad boys up, have it in a couple of days. Should have been there by back day. We were going to try it out on deadlift, the perfect exercise I feel like to try it out on. And if I'm not sitting here right now and still don't have it, lightning can strike me immediately. Look at that, no lightning. So our first product review segment has actually gone up in flames because the product never arrived.
It never arrived. Now, you do have it now.
I do have it now.
It did just show up. Amazon, very graciously refunded the order.
I had to refund the initial order and order a different one, and that one showed up on regular time.
So what we're saying is this review is TBD. Now, he can touch his toes with that thing in his mouth, and he swears that's why it's working.
Well, this is the best part about it. If it doesn't work, I still got in my life getting to watch the video on New Age's website, backing up their quote, science. It's this gentleman in a button-down shirt, looks like he belongs to a chess club, used to be an old dungeon master. You know the type. And he says, the jaw alignment thing, it's not pseudoscience. It's not made up. My guy, align your jaw. Fix your problems.
All of them.
Get your life together.
Opioids and all.
Opioid crisis solved. So he goes, look, I'll just lean back a little, right? Set up the body, and I'll lean over and look, I can only get to my shins. But here's a test you can do at home right now, watching this video. You don't have a mouthpiece. You haven't bought it yet. You're here. You're trying to figure it out. Grab an ink pen, any old ink pen. You've got one. Don't have one? Buy one. They're 10 cents. Get an ink pen. Put that bad boy in your mouth like you're a horse at the gate and the jockey's on your back. and that will align your jaw. And look, just with my jaw aligned in 1 degree from the ink pen, I can now touch my toes.
Now, how many degrees is the mouthpiece supposed to move you?
6.
6 degrees.
Celsius.
And that concludes today's product review. Again, if you want to try this product out, Jake, what is it called again?
It's New Age Performance, gonna.assume.com.
And out of 5 stars, what are you giving it right now?
I'm giving it 5 question marks.
I give it absolutely 0 stars.
5 question marks, but 0 track marks.
And now brings me to one of my favorite segments that's going to be a part of this show. Now, a lot of people don't really know that professional disc golf is a thing.
Who doesn't know?
But your mom doesn't know.
She knows a lot of things. Most of them untrue, but she does know them.
Now, we are used to be avid players. Now, I am a father of 2, which has dampened the amount that I can play disc golf anymore.
Yeah, you fucked up.
I totally did. Now, luckily, my son is almost a better forehand thrower than Jake, so we got that going.
He does it at all.
And we are going to do a segment that Lee liked to call the Disc Golf 5 Minutes. Now, a lot of you may not know the names and the stars of the game, but hopefully if you can pick up just a little bit.
Just enough.
And you can check out a couple of places. Jomez.
We prefer Jomez Productions.
Jomez Productions.
On YouTube.
They have 2 of the best announcers. They call themselves Big Sexy, and Nate Sexton and Jeremy Coling. Check them out on YouTube. They put on a great commentary, both giant pros of the game, and I'm about to start the 5 minutes because that's already more disc golf than probably most people have talked about in any podcast. So, in 3, 2, 1, the Disc Golf 5 Minutes begins now.
Rattle the chains!
So,
wasn't that what we were going to do?
We were going to do rattle
the chains!
Oh, wait, no.
Ew-wee.
The Disc Golf USDGC Championship happened. Who won it?
James Conrad.
James Conrad looks like your mom's stoner boyfriend that she had when she was 17.
James Conrad looks like a poorly homemade crucifix.
James Conrad jump putts like he's skipping over dead bodies.
Did you walk that off?
If it's over 30 feet,
30 feet,
that's the only way you can do a jump putt, my guy.
Did we just make a rules joke to people that don't know that pro disc golf even exists?
Now, this was his first major championship.
Ever.
You know who else has a major championship that doesn't, I don't know if you know if he exists anymore? Will Shoestrick. Now, there's a player named Will Shoestrick. Used to be my favorite player. I haven't seen him in a tournament.
Until we saw his neck.
No one's going to listen to this. James Shoestrick. Will Shoestrick has a neck that looks like his parents caught him on fire just on his neck.
Will Shoestrick's neck looks like a stale bowl of honeycomb cereal.
Now, there are 2 mainstays of the sport. Now, I'm bringing this up. This is how you learn about disc golf. Do the research on your own. There are 2 players that I would say pinnacle of the sport.
Paul McBeth
or Paul McBeast. And
Ricky Wysocki.
Ricky Wysocki, who plays for Innova.
No, he did he go back to Innova? He was Latitude for a little while.
I'm not sure, but these are 2. Oh, and Paul McBeast is a Discraft, which is what
as
we both
you
throw.
Should be.
Now, this guy is a stud of the sport. If you get a chance and you actually watch the tournament, he struggle bust in this latest tournament.
Bad.
Very bad. Now, he is, in fact, this year's world champion.
Yes.
And he's married to a smoking hot disc golf chick as well.
Or what we like to call a smoking hot disc golf chick.
I think I called her something once and I forgot.
Something about par for the course is not what you called her, my guy.
So disc golf is a sport. Again, check it out. It's an awesome pro sport to watch. It's the most natural sport in the world. You know, they just take these plots of land and put holes in them, figure out how to get there.
If I had a nickel.
Ooh-wee.
And that is
the first ever, I'm going to call that the first ever disc golf 5 minutes because we talked about disc golf a lot longer before we actually started counting. And we are going to stop in 3, 2,
Rattle the
1.
chains!
Rattle the chains!
We need a sound effect.
We need a sound effect. If anybody knows how to put together a wonderful copyright-free soundboard, please send us an email at tenacioussmashingbastards@gmail.com. Also, which brings me to my next point. Hopefully by the time this goes live, we do have a website.
Yes.
We own the domain.
In the works.
And it is in the works.
The domain's not. We do own that. He said that.
It is tenacioussmashingbastards.com.
Not org.
Not org yet.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. Hopefully we'll own all of the Tenacious Smashing Bastards domains, and it doesn't matter. Just type it in and you'll get there.
Yeah.
Now, before we sign off from our first ever episode, I would like to talk a little bit about ourselves. Now, what you may not know is...
My favorite topic. Me.
What you may not know about Jake and I, outside of being a friend or a family member, if you had to just stumble upon this podcast by some unknown reason.
If you did, leave in the comments how.
Yeah, let us know how you found us and if you enjoyed us. And if you did enjoy us, how deep would you like us inside? I mean, but the big thing is
also
here
that
is
if
that
this podcast gets 1,000 likes, we will dick down the first 12 comments.
Now, what people might not know about us outside of being absolute units of athletes is that we have both been, and I guess you always still are, musicians on top of everything. Yeah. I've actually been in a few bands. I wouldn't say anything that's reached any type of commercial success, but I was once the lead singer of a band called Boy Meets World, yes, just like the show, and a band called Make This Your Summer, whom we actually went on a couple of tours. Lived my life through music, thought that was going to be my career, found my wife, got married, and went, this is not going to be my career anymore.
Right. Yeah. And I kind of, I had a little bit more than you'll ever find in walking the streets flirtation period with the Baltimore Orioles. That didn't go as I hoped, at least. And then
how did it happen?
It did not happen.
So what you're saying is we're not going to be rich yet.
Not yet. This is going to have to take. But if we get 1,000 likes,
he will try out for the Orioles again.
One more time. Still got the guy's phone number in my cell phone. He probably doesn't remember me.
He probably doesn't work for them anymore.
Yeah. And guess why he got fired? Because I'm sitting here. Fucking Matt Wieters. Who's now a National 9 years later. But and then that's when I fell into the guitar. I'd played the guitar, but I'd never actually done the band thing. And then when that fell through, it was like, yeah, let's do this music thing now that there's time to do it. I, unlike Ben, didn't have a whole bunch of bands. I just had one band. We were Pope. Much like Ben, no commercial success, but we did, I would say we owned the specific genre we fit in for probably 5-6 years. More arena rock than anything else, and there weren't a whole lot of bands that fit in our genre.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, when I would listen, it was like, Kiss, Judas,
yeah,
Pope, your mom.
Yeah, Judas, Pope, Priest, Kiss the Judas Priest.
And the nice thing is now that you have done it, Jake still does a little bit of a solo act on the side.
Yeah, when softball ends, music time begins, my guy.
So he will be shamelessly plugging his shows at some point, probably. And the thing is that he's going to tell you about a show, and then you're going to listen to the podcast, and you're going to be like, oh, that was like 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So
could have been there.
Could have been there. Also, we do have merch right now.
Yes.
On pre-sale.
Yes.
Now, we are big fans of the sleeveless hoodie. Now, I know it looks a little tooly.
On who?
But it almost serves a wonderful function. I enjoy wearing headwear. I typically wear a hat when I lift. So for me, sometimes just throwing up the hood is a little bit nicer. It lets you kind of get in the zone a little bit. And then having the little bit of that weight of that sleevelessness in the hoodie, it's nice. It's a nice feel.
It is a nice feel.
And,
Especially because it's not a hoodie like you're going outside in the snow. Because, it doesn't have sleeves.
And you can see, we do have pictures of it up. They are up on the website if that is up by the time you have listened to this.
Yep.
You can also see it on our Facebook account. You can find us at Tenacious Smashing Bastards on Facebook, as well as you can find us on Twitter. And I'm... you know what? By the time this post, I will re-put up the renderings. We will have it set up, and hopefully we will either have some way for you to actually purchase it via Venmo, via some type of PayPal. That is still in the works, but it will definitely be up and running.
And we will ship it or hand deliver, depends who's buying.
Yep, and we will ship anywhere in the continental United States.
And if this podcast gets 1,000 likes,
we will drive it directly to your house. So, I guess now's the time to go. That concludes the
episode
first
1
ever episode of Tenacious Smashing Bastards.
Episode 1 of TSB.
You know what didn't go so well? That was in episode 1.
The Phantom Menace.
The Phantom Menace did not go well. Also, again, check us out on Facebook, on Twitter. Instagram, for some reason, blocked us the second I made the account. I don't know if Tenacious Smashing Bastards just flagged something on their radar.
Probably bastards.
But it did not get accepted. So hopefully we will have an Instagram up soon. Also, YouTube channel. It would, same thing, Tenacious Smashing Bastards. Again, I am Ben.
I'm Jake D.
And we will be seeing you later.
Away.